Hello Virgo, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is your weekly tarot forecast. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already. And also please go check out the other videos that may pertain to you for your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. That will give you a much more dynamic picture of what is going on with you this week, all right? So let's get into it and see what does Virgo need to know for this coming week, August 22nd through 28th. And let's get right into it. Okay, all right. Okay, a lot of court cards here. So this is, I think, going to involve kind of a group of people. I think there's a lot of other personalities involved here. First off, we have the Knight of Swords, bringing in some sort of swift communication. I think this week is really going to be about communication with you. I think that with this Knight of Swords, there is some message that's coming your way that is, it may be taking a little bit of time to get there, but it's still something that is going to be relatively unexpected. I think that there are a few indications that maybe it's something that you're kind of waiting for, that you've kind of just been, kind of sitting around thinking, well, it's going to come eventually. One of these days it'll get here. But I think it is on its way. It is swooping in. That message is coming. And what that message is, I think, is this Six of Discs, this financial success, stability. This is almost going to be just like, not necessarily the message of, oh, okay, here's a little bit of money, or here's the check, or you got that job you were looking for. I think the message or the communication or this knowledge that you're going to be receiving is that you are actually going to be just perfectly fine financially, physically, in your home. Everything physical around you is really going to be stable and harmonious, healthy, happy. So I think it's primarily financial. Because I do see, and I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, but in the immediate future, I see some kind of money anxiety, money worries. I think that there is kind of a lot of focus right now on your finances, and maybe kind of worried a little bit about the future state of your finances. I think you're someone that, if you don't have the safety, security, stability in your bank account, you start to get a little worried. I think we all do. So I think that is kind of where you are headed in the immediate future. Is this kind of, is it going to happen? What am I going to do? Like, what's next month going to be like? Are things going to work out? What do I need to do? What are the possibilities? What if everything goes wrong? A lot of what ifs, a lot of anxiety, a lot of worrying, right? But the information that you're going to be receiving now, I don't know if this is coming on horseback like the Pony Express, but it's going to be a message, some information, an email, a phone call, meeting with someone who is important in this kind of thing for you. But the message, the information that you're going to be receiving is going to be one of, hey, everything is okay, everything is going to work out, you're going to have this financial success and stability, and you've got it. It's going to be all good. It's going to work out the way you want it to, okay? So I think that's a really good message, and hopefully that is going to, when that message, that information does come in, hopefully that's going to alleviate some of your stress, worries, anxieties. I think you're someone here, we have the Six of Swords as the influence from above kind of thing. And I think this is really you being someone who likes to know what's going to happen. You like to have the plan. You like to be organized. You like to stay focused. You like to kind of know what is going on. And that's what we get with the Six of Swords here, is this kind of organized thought, this very clear thinking, this very organized and analytical, very planning, but it's very, very, very balanced and harmonious. Now, we have this 6 card, and this is also a 6 card. So I think everything that you're planning for, everything that you've tried to kind of organize and put into place and strategize, and kind of the perfect picture that you have in your head, the perfect plan that you've formulated, is really going to be what happens. Okay, so I think these two cards are perfect together. The two sixes, perfect balance, perfect harmony. It's a mirror image, right? What the picture that you have in your head, the plan that you formulated, the way your ideal situation would go down. I think that's how it's going to go down. I think that's what it's going to look like. You're going to have this Six of Discs, this financial, physical success, right? So I think that's coming in the form of this, financial stability, all right? So whatever is kind of going on in your financial situation now, your career, your employment, whatever that is, I think is going to stabilize. I think you have this picture, this plan in your head of how you want things to go and kind of the timeline and the organization of it. That's what's going to happen. And I think that's the information that you're going to be receiving this week, is that everything is all good all day. So be on the lookout for that message coming through, okay? Now, in the recent past, I don't want to touch on this too much because I think it might just take away from this kind of good news that we're talking about. And this is the Nine of Swords. So, again, kind of a lot of swords right here, right? But this Nine of Swords is a lot of negative thinking. It's a lot of kind of like almost abusing yourself mentally. It's really a lot of negative thing, like just being mean to yourself, right? And so I think that this is kind of a large factor in what's going on right now with this situation. I think it's really been very stressful for you. Or maybe you've kind of had some ideas or some information in the past that have really just been like crushing information. Like it's just like, oh no, it's like the world is just like crumbled around me, right? So I think maybe you got some bad news in the last few weeks or few months maybe, and that's kind of led to this situation now where you're trying to plan for the future. You have this anxiety about what's going to happen in the future, but you have this perfect plan. You know how you want it to go down, and now you're just like waiting to hear what really is going to happen, right? So I think you had some kind of hard news in the recent past or the last month or two, and that's kind of just given you a lot of anxiety, a lot of like this negative self-talk, a lot of just kind of being mean to yourself, right? Just negative thinking. But all the while you've been able to formulate that plan, and I think the good news is that your plan's going to work out the way that you've thought it through, the way you've organized it and planned it. That's what is going to be a reality. You're going to manifest this success, and that's coming by way of this rider on horseback here, not literally, but you're going to be getting this information. This news is going to be coming to you, okay? I think it is a situation where you are ready for your entire world to just be rocked, right? With this Tower card, I think you're expecting this other shoe to drop, kind of, right? You're expecting your life to just be completely renovated, uprooted, devastated, destroyed, or just changed, altered, and just the way you've been living or the way that you thought was your life is going to be just completely overhauled. I don't necessarily know that that's true, but I think that's kind of this underlying, maybe somewhat unconscious idea or feeling, maybe even a little, how to say this, a little almost that you are kind of hoping that it does happen that way, right? I think there's a part of us sometimes that like we want the worst thing to happen. For some reason we just have like this will to annihilation or something, where a small part of us, I guess some people maybe it's a bigger part, but we just kind of expect the worst, and part of us is just like we kind of want the worst to happen, right? I hope that's not just me. So I think part of you anyway is expecting it to be very devastating, very life-changing, very, but not in a pleasant way either, right? Like I think it's just really uprooting the life that you had. I think you're kind of waiting for this. You're expecting this to happen. And I think that, again, is contributing to this anxiety and this kind of negative thinking that you've been experiencing. So this is just like, your unconscious pessimism, really, and just expecting the worst in this situation. But I don't think it's going to be the worst. I think it's going to be rather the best thing that ever happened to you. I think this is really going to be the news that is going to change your life. This is going to be the news that is going to just tell you how successful you could really be, and to tell you that everything is going to work out the way you really want it to, the way you've planned it, the way you've kind of organized it and thought about it. all the while kind of trying to stave off this negative thinking and this doom and gloom and this worry and anxiety and this pessimism, and trying to stay focused and stay positive and stay organized and stay planning and working toward the future. Okay, don't forget to hit that like button and please subscribe to this channel. I appreciate you all so much. Moving on here, we have the Devil card in terms of your ego and your mind state right now. And I think this says a couple things. One, I guess I'm going to start with the bad news first. I think this really echoes your kind of will towards destruction and annihilation, right? I think this is that part of you that just wants to kind of just destroy everything. You know, it's like, I guess when we're kids and we get frustrated with a toy, what do we want to do? We want to smash it, right? So I think that's kind of part of the impulse here, is this, you know, this kind of devilish instinct to just destroy everything. Even though there's still hope that it could work out, there's still a huge possibility that things are going to be okay, but we're frustrated in the moment and we want to destroy it. I think that's part of the impulse here with this Devil card. But also, the flip side of that, the good news, kind of the light side of that, is that the Devil card is your ambition, your hard-working attitude, your ability, your work ethic, your endurance. So you can really suffer a lot of hardship, and you can really just kind of bust your butt every day in order to make things happen for yourself. You're not a quitter. You don't give up. You don't just smash your toys when you get frustrated with them. So you do have this capacity to work extremely hard and stay extremely focused and really just kind of push every other concern out of your mind and focus on the hard work and to get it done. Okay, I think that's a big part of why you're going to have this great success. I really think this is going to be the best news of your life. I think that's what that is going to be. Now, we have some other court cards here that I wanted to touch upon. Now, we had the first court card here, which is this swords, the Knight of Swords court card. We have a court card from every other suit. We have discs here in terms of the Queen of Discs. Now, this is your environment. This is the world around you, your physical reality being one of prosperity, abundance, nurturing, safe, secure, stable, abundant. I know I said that already, but that's kind of the idea here. Is just this is the Queen of Discs who is just enjoying all of their success. Okay, and so I think the world around you is really going to start to materialize and manifest kind of the way you've always wanted it to. You're going to have everything that you wanted. You're going to have the stability and the comfort and the luxury and the prosperity that you've always wanted to have, okay? And I think that this again is, if we're talking about other people, I think this is representing someone in your life who's a very practical person. Okay, so kind of the alternate view of this card is that you have someone around you or various people around you who are very supportive, very practical, and are kind of helping you put this Six of Swords, these ideas, this harmonious plan, this clear thinking into practical work. Okay, so I think there's someone close to you that's a very practical, kind of hardworking, but very pragmatic person. Maybe doesn't sense all the higher energies or anything like that, but just kind of knows how to work, knows how to get stuff done, knows how to put things together. Okay. I think there's another person around you who is a little bit of a drama, just kind of a little bit argumentative, opinionated, a little bit immature, and just kind of likes to push buttons and kind of start little fires where there shouldn't be, cause problems where there doesn't need to be any. So I don't know who this person really is or what kind of a role they're playing in your life right now, but this is also that part of you that has those kinds of tendencies, right? So I think this is kind of your worry or your fear that you are just going to kind of lose it and kind of start burning things down, or just kind of lose your composure, right? I think that's a big concern, is that you don't want to let all of this anxiety and all of this stuff that we've been talking about, you don't want all of that to kind of come out in this bickering, aggressive, argumentative, kind of dramatic way, right? So this is either someone around you who is a little bit like that, a little immature, likes to kind of set little fires, but this is also your fear that you kind of have this tendency, and you don't want that to kind of come out, right? You don't want to lose your composure. Finally, now we have the Princess of Cups as the kind of the long-term outcome, kind of the ultimate kind of flow of all of this energy. And I think this is really you now with this success and with everything that's happening this week, and this really being like the best news of your life. I think it's going to give you the opportunity, and I think this card maybe will flow into next week's reading or next month's reading for you. And this is just saying, well, now you can kind of start focusing on other things. You can start being more creative, more imaginative. You can start kind of having your fantasies again and living in your own world, and just really getting in touch with your emotional side, your spiritual, intuitive side, and start doing different things, different creative projects. It's not all going to have to be focused on worry and finances and, oh gosh, what's going to happen tomorrow? How am I going to make ends meet next month? Now that things have settled and stabilized and you're having this success, I think you can move on to some other kinds of energy, some other projects in your life, some other desires that you've had, some other interests or hobbies or creative passions, and just I think it's opening up different areas for you to explore your inner worlds, and just to venture out into different areas of your imagination and in your desires and stuff. Okay, so I think this is going to carry us into next week and next month's reading. I think this is just a wonderful reading, great energy for you this week. Virgo, thank you so much for letting me read for you today. If you want to stick around for the extended version, you can become a member of this channel, and all of the information is down in the description box. Thank you.